What did your dad do professionally?
He was a telegraph operator.
Oh, wow.
And in those days, starting right after World War I, they developed a machine that replaced them. The ticker tape that you could see in the olden days, that's what replaced the men who sat there and listened to the ticker and then typed the message down. Well, that became mechanized, and that mechanized him out of business. So he moved around as these papers put new machines in, and the smaller papers, he kept going from one place to another.
To where they still needed a telegraph operator.
And his last
before they replaced.
Big job on that one, legal job, was 1929, when the ticker tape got months behind because of the swamping with the crash on Wall Street. And he went down to New York City and worked for, I think, about a month on getting those tapes back up, and that was the last that he did of that.
You say legal jobs. What was he doing? What else was he getting into?
Well,
if you don't mind talking about it.
Oh, no, he didn't talk much about it, but I think he typed out things. This was a couple of years later, for numbers machine.
Ah.
So he had some friends where and he just worked for them, but they had to have a guy who could type, and they typed out these tickets, the best I can tell you, because he didn't do any of this, so I saw. No.
Okay, didn't share that too much.
No. But he scratched along on that. One thing he did do was make home brew.
Oh, okay.
And he traded that for eggs. had an egg master who liked home brew. Yeah, that was terrible stuff.
What, his homebrew?
Yeah. I was too young then. I wouldn't have liked it. I wasn't up to that stuff then.
Right.
I asked Dad about it years later when we were having a beer. He said, "How does this relate to the homebrew you make?" And he said, "Donnie," he said, "there's all the difference between day and night with what I made and what we're drinking now." It used to have a big, thick sediment in the bottom of the barrel. The bottle. And when you poured it out of the bottle into a glass, you did it very gingerly.
I bet that didn't stop you from pouring it, though.
No, well, he did. He did the pouring in those days.
Yeah.
That was an acquired taste for me. Took me to 17 and a half.
What kind of man was your father, if you would characterize him, or how would you describe him? His personality.
He loved to tell stories. He had a great memory for stories, that things that he had heard and things that he had done, and so the stuff I throw out these days is mostly from memory of what he threw out to me through the years. So he had a story for every occasion. So as far as he wasn't handy, he didn't do much work around the house or any of that. He didn't do that, but he could tell you not how, but how somebody else told him to do it.